Cardi B never expected Stefon Diggs to do this. The calm before the storm. It was supposed to be an ordinary evening in Los Angeles. Cardi B was in her lavish mansion, wrapping up a long day of rehearsals for her upcoming world tour. Her phone buzzed every few minutes, business calls, fan messages, and updates from her team. But amid the chaos, one person was unusually quiet that day, Stefon Diggs. Normally, Stefon would flood her phone with flirty voice notes, random memes, and sweet texts just to make her laugh. But that evening, silence. Cardi tried not to overthink it, convincing herself he was busy with football training. Yet deep down, something told her this wasn't a regular day. She had no idea that across the country, Stefon was preparing something so extraordinary, something that would leave her completely speechless. Stefon's secret plan. For weeks, Stefon had been quietly planning a surprise that only his closest circle knew about. He had rented out a private island in the Bahamas, yes, an entire island, under a fake business name so the press wouldn't find out. He told Cardi he had a charity event to attend, knowing she wouldn't question anything that sounded work-related. Behind the scenes, he had flown in Cardi's entire family, her closest friends, and even her childhood buddies from the Bronx. He wanted to recreate her whole life story in one magical place, from the streets where she hustled, to the global superstar she had become. The island was decorated with murals depicting Cardi's journey, her teenage years, her rise in music, her motherhood, and yes, her love story with him. There was even a stage built in the center, surrounded by candles, roses, and a massive golden bee floating in the pool. The arrival. When Cardi landed in the Bahamas, she thought it was just a short getaway. Stefon had told her, "Pack light, baby. You won't need much, just your smile." As soon as the private jet touched down, she noticed a long path of red roses leading toward a luxury yacht named the Belcalis. A crew member handed her a gold envelope. Inside was a note that said, "Follow the roses, mi amor. Every step takes you closer to a piece of my heart." Cardi laughed, thinking it was a romantic prank, but her laughter slowly faded as the yacht began to move, gliding over turquoise waters under the golden sunset. Soft music played in the background, her own songs remixed with live instruments. When the yacht finally docked, she saw the island shimmering in candlelight. And waiting at the dock, wearing an all-white linen suit, was Stefon Diggs, smiling like a man about to rewrite history. A love letter in real life. Stefon led her through a pathway of glowing lights, stopping at different memory stations, each representing a milestone in Cardi's life. At one spot, there was a small replica of the Bronx corner where she grew up, complete with speakers playing old-school hip-hop. Another area showcased a glass case with her Grammy replica inside and photos of her early performances. But the most emotional part came when they reached a large portrait of Culture and Wave, surrounded by white flowers. Beside it stood a note that read, "You've given the world your voice, your fire, your strength. But to me, you've given something rarer. You've given me peace." Cardi's eyes welled up. She turned toward Stefon, her voice trembling. "You did all this, for me?" He smiled softly. "For us. Because you changed everything I thought love could be." The unthinkable surprise. Just when she thought it was over, Stefon led her toward the center of the island, where a massive curtain covered something huge. The music paused. The guests fell silent. Stefon took her hand and whispered, "You ready to see what forever looks like?" The curtain dropped, revealing a state-of-the-art music studio, built right there on the island. The walls were soundproof, the glass panels overlooked the ocean, and in the center stood a mic engraved with Cardi and Diggs Studios. Cardi gasped, covering her mouth. You built this?" He nodded. "I wanted to give you a place where your voice meets peace, no stress, no drama, just love and art." Tears streamed down her face. "I can't believe this. Nobody's ever done something like this for me." But Stefon wasn't done yet. He reached into his pocket, pulled out a small velvet box, and got down on one knee. Belcalis Almanzar, from the moment I met you, you flipped my world upside down. You taught me real doesn't mean perfect, it means showing up. I'm ready to show up every day for you. Will you let me be your forever? The emotional yes. Cardi's entire body trembled. For a second, she was completely speechless, tears flowing faster than her words. Her hands covered her face as the crowd waited. Then she burst into laughter through her tears and screamed, yes. 1,000 times, yes. The crowd erupted, fireworks exploded across the sky spelling out, Cardi Red Heart digs forever. Stefon slipped the ring on her finger, a 25-carat diamond shaped like a heart. It wasn't just a proposal, it was a statement that love, no matter how chaotic, could be tender, thoughtful, and larger than life. The aftermath, internet in shock. The next morning, photos and videos leaked across social media. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs officially engaged in the most cinematic proposal ever. Hashtags like #BardianDiggs, #IslandProposal, and #ForeverLove trended worldwide. Celebrities from Rihanna to Beyoncé sent congratulations. Even Offset posted a cryptic eyes emoji that sent fans into a frenzy. Meanwhile, Cardi posted just one caption on Instagram. Never saw this coming. Never felt love like this. Red Heart. Epilogue, love beyond expectations. As the days went on, Cardi and Stefon stayed on the island, away from the world. They cooked together, recorded songs in the new studio, and spent nights under the stars talking about life, fame, and their future. For the first time in years, Cardi wasn't thinking about the charts or the industry. She was just happy. And as for Stefon, he finally proved that love doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes, the grandest gestures are the quiet ones, built on trust, thoughtfulness, and a heart that never stops giving. Cardi B never expected Stefon Diggs to do this. But that's the beauty of love, it surprises you when you least expect it, and changes you forever. Ring Rose Sparkles. Title: Cardi B never expected Stefon Diggs to do this. The world had seen Cardi B stunned before, but never like this. What Stefon Diggs did on that fateful night left not only Cardi speechless but also shook the entire internet to its core. Fans had no idea that behind the scenes of their playful Instagram exchanges and red carpet appearances, Stefon was quietly planning something so deep, so emotional, and so unexpected that even Cardi, known for her larger-than-life reactions, was completely lost for words. A quiet morning turns into something magical. It all began with what seemed like a regular Tuesday morning. Cardi had just wrapped up a studio session for her upcoming album. She was exhausted but glowing, her confidence was high, her creativity was flowing, and her heart, for once, felt full. Stefon had told her earlier, "Don't make plans after noon, ma." She assumed he was taking her out for lunch, maybe a casual day date like they often did. But something in his voice that morning sounded different. There was warmth, but also a kind of trembling energy behind his words. Cardi noticed, but brushed it off. Hours later, a black Rolls-Royce Phantom pulled up in front of her Atlanta home. No driver. Just a note on the passenger seat with gold ink that read, "For the woman who changed my world, follow the roses." Her heart skipped. She followed a trail of white and red roses laid perfectly across the marble pathway leading to the backyard, and what she saw made her jaw drop. Stefon's secret setup. The backyard had been transformed into something out of a fairy tale. A crystal arch floated over a reflecting pool, lined with soft candles and strings of lights that spelled her name in the sky, Cardi. But it wasn't a proposal, not yet. In the center of the setup stood Stefon, dressed in a sleek white tuxedo, holding a framed photograph of Cardi and her daughter, Culture. His eyes were already misty. A small crowd of close family and friends stood silently behind him, her mom, Offset's sister, her makeup artist, and even some of Stefon's teammates who had flown in secretly. As Cardi approached, Stefon began to speak. Before I ever met you, I thought love had rules. I thought loyalty had a limit. But you, Belcalis, you proved that real love doesn't need a playbook. The crowd fell into silence. You didn't just walk into my life, you rewrote it. You taught me that it's okay to be vulnerable, that being strong doesn't mean being cold. And for that, I owe you everything. Then came the part that left Cardi B completely speechless. The $1 million gesture. Stefon turned toward the massive LED screen behind him. With a tap of a button, a video began to play, a montage of their memories, private dinners, laughter-filled vacations, FaceTime calls, and unseen moments that no paparazzi ever caught. At the end of the video, words appeared on the screen. For you and culture, a legacy, not a gift. Stefon then unveiled a stunning surprise. He had quietly purchased a 15-acre estate in the Dominican Republic, Cardi's family homeland, and named it Villa Culture. The estate, worth over $25 million, was not just a property. It included a music studio for Cardi, a children's creative center for culture, and a foundation in Cardi's grandmother's name that would fund education for young Dominican girls. Cardi covered her mouth, tears streaming down her face. She was speechless, trembling, trying to find words, but none came out. She could barely breathe as she looked at Stefon, who walked closer and said softly, "You gave the world your voice. I just wanted to give your voice a home, where it started." The internet goes wild. Within minutes, clips and photos began circulating on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Fans couldn't believe it. Stefon Diggs, the Buffalo Bills superstar known for his calm demeanor, had just given one of the most heartfelt and meaningful gestures in celebrity history. "This ain't no ordinary love," one fan tweeted. "Stefon Diggs just set the standard for men in 2025, another wrote. Even celebrities joined in. Rihanna commented, "Fire fire fire, this is real love energy," while Lizzo posted, "Cardi, sis, I cried watching that clip. Protect this man." Within hours, Villa Culture became the #1 trending topic globally. Cardi's heartfelt reaction. Later that night, Cardi finally took to Instagram Live. Her eyes were still red from crying, and her voice trembled as she spoke. "You guys. I don't even know what to say. Stefon really did something I didn't see coming. Like, I've been surprised before, but this hit different." She paused, trying to collect herself. "He didn't buy me something flashy just to show off, he built something for us. For me, for my daughter, for our future. I never expected that. I love that man, like, I really do." The live stream ended with Cardi saying through tears, "I used to think love was chaos. But he's teaching me peace." The world celebrates a new chapter. Days later, Cardi and Stefon flew to the Dominican Republic to officially inaugurate Villa Culture. The press was everywhere, but they didn't care. They walked hand in hand through the gates, Cardi wearing a flowing white gown, Stefon in a light beige suit. They released doves into the sky, a symbol of peace, love, and legacy. Cardi whispered something in his ear that made him smile like never before. Some say it was, "You're the one." Others claim she said, "I'm ready for forever." Whatever it was, one thing became clear, this was more than just a romantic surprise. It was the birth of a new era for both of them. Epilogue, The Promise. Weeks later, Cardi posted one final photo from Villa Culture, her and Stefon sitting under a palm tree, culture playing nearby, the sun setting behind them. The caption simply read, "I never expected him to do this, but God knew I needed a man like him." Red heart. And that was it, no more words were needed. The world had witnessed something pure, powerful, and profoundly unexpected. Cardi B never expected Stefon Diggs to do this, and neither did we.
쳐다보고 있겠지. 묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주행 비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼